We're joined now by Dr. Stephen Hahn, the FDA Commissioner. Dr. Hahn, thank you for joining us again this morning. Any doubt the advisory panel will approve the vaccine today?
Well, George, I'm not going to prejudge what the advisory committee says. As you know, this is as an advisory board. It's non-binding to the FDA, but we think their input's really important. So we want to hear the scientific and medical discussion and then incorporate that into our decision making.
So you're going to wait to make any final decision until after the panel votes today. How quickly after they vote can you act?
We can act quickly, and we intend to. We understand the urgency of the situation. Again, there may be issues, medical, scientific issues that we have to address after the discussion, and we will do so. We want to make sure we make the absolute best decision for the American people.
We saw these reports out of England that 2 people who received the vaccine had a pretty severe allergic reaction. How concerning is that?
So obviously we're concerned about any safety or efficacy issues associated with the vaccines. We're working very closely with our UK partners on this and having meetings with them. This is the reason we do such a detailed review, because our labeling of any product, and certainly this vaccine, will be not just who should get it, but who should not receive the vaccine.
And how soon will shots actually be delivered in the United States after you give formal approval?
So we're of course, keeping our colleagues at the Centers for Disease Control and Health and Human Services, Operation Warp Speed, in close contact regarding our decision making. We have during this process, and we will continue to do so. And we've talked to them about what our process will be, and when our decision is made, we will let them know. And we would expect that, although we're not in charge of distribution at FDA, we would expect that to happen very shortly thereafter.
As you know, there's still a fair amount of reluctance out in the public about taking this vaccine. What do you say to someone who comes up to you and says, I'm just not comfortable taking it?
At the end of the day, to get this pandemic behind us, we need to vaccinate enough people to get herd immunity. And so what I would say to people is that FDA scientists are known around the world for their expertise. We are a regulatory gold standard for the authorization or approval of medical products, including vaccines. We intend to do, and we have done, a very thorough review to get this right, to get all the answers we possibly can from the data. FDA is on this. I have 100% confidence, and I think the American public should as well, with respect to our review of the safety and efficacy of the vaccines.
Are there any risk groups that should be more reluctant to take the vaccine?
This is exactly why we do the thorough review, because there are groups in which we need to look very carefully at the data. And when our decision is out, whether it's yay or nay, and if it is a positive decision, we will have information about where we have data and who should receive it, who should not, and if it requires additional study, we're going to say that so that additional study can be done so that we can answer all of those questions. That's why we do the thorough review we do.
I know you're working as quickly as you can to produce that safe vaccine. We're coming off the most deadly day yet in this pandemic. What's the most important thing the American people need to know about this pandemic right now?
It's really important that while we wait for a vaccine, which will help us get beyond this pandemic, we continue those so very important mitigation efforts. Watch what you're doing with respect to gatherings, both internally at home and externally. Wear your mask, wash your hands or use hand sanitizer, and for sure protect the vulnerable. They're the folks who are most at risk from this disease. And remember, FDA's reviewers are mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters. We totally understand the urgency of this situation, and we are working around the clock on behalf of America.
Dr. Hahn, thanks for your work. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you, George. Be safe.
And there will be a special edition of 2020, The Shot, the race for the vaccine, about the safety, access, and timing of the vaccine. That airs this coming Monday at 10 Eastern.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.